Here we need to complete the text. This is one of the tougher prompts because it would require for us to understand the text well enough to be able to predict what might complete it. So let's start reading. Songbirds learn to respond to and imitate their species' songs from an early age. With each generation, small differences are introduced that result in distinct variations, called dialects, among geographically isolated populations of the same species. A research study examined whether 12-day-old nestlings prefer local dialects over the unfamiliar dialects of the non-local populations. The more begging calls the nestlings made in response to a song, the stronger their preference. The researchers found that nestlings produce more begging calls in response to their own dialect than non-local dialects. Since song preference plays a role in songbird mate selection, this suggests that. So here we're finding that we're finding that the nestlings produced more begging calls in response to their own dialects than non-local dialects. Since song preference plays a role in songbird mate selection, we're going to see that the local birds are going to mate more with the local birds, and the non-local will mate more with the non-local birds. So let's look at the answers. So A says the nestling's preference for their own dialect likely disappears as they mature. We didn't see anything about that. B, nestlings who show an early preference for their own dialect are likely to receive more food. We didn't see that in there. C, nestlings' preference for their own dialect likely drives them when they mature to reproduce with other birds from local rather than non-local. That basically says what I said in my own words. The local birds are going to mate with the local birds. D, the nestlings show a preference for both local and the songs of other local songbirds over the songs of non-local birds of any species. It wasn't relating different species to one another. So we found problems with A, B, and D, and the answer for this question is C.